I'm Insomniac.
And I'm Pops.
And this is Shooting the Shit.
a.k.a. Chatting with Pops. Been a long time, guys.
Yeah, actually,
here we are.
I said, let's do this every other week, and then for the hell of it, I logged on to the Shooting the Shit channel last night, and I was like, wait a second, the last time we did this was a month ago.
But
none of you guys poked me to remind me to do this. So, but we have seen some new subscribers over there.
Yeah,
nice.
Poke them.
So today's topic, I think, comes from Pops, right? Or did somebody suggest it?
Oh, yeah, it was tossed at me. And it's interesting.
It's our favorite snacks and candies and shit from when we were kids. Mine are not going to be that interesting because I'm not that old. His will probably be... I'll probably have a hard time finding pictures...
That's why I have a paper.
...of the stone chiselings of the advertisements for the stuff that was out when you were a kid.
Wrote them down here, a lot of them. Should we start this topic, which is candy from our day, snacks?
What do you mean should we start it? I just introduced it. I said what it is.
Well, I didn't even think of snacks, man. I loved snacks back in the day.
I thought that's what we discussed.
No. I didn't write any of the snacks down, but I can pull some up, believe me. But you want me to start with my list?
Yeah, my list is non-existent.
Well, I have a list of old candy initially, and some of these candies were a trip, man. If you're old enough, you're gonna get a kick out of it. If you're not, you're gonna be like, what's with Pops, man? He's an old bastard. So I'm gonna start right in with some of these old ones. Razzles. These were a candy that came in a really colorful wrapper. Maybe there was 7 or 8 or 10 of them in there, and when you chewed on them, they almost had a consistency like they were gonna turn into gum. As far as I remember,
now they do turn into gum.
They
still make Razzles.
Oh, well, maybe it did turn into gum, but it's not like a good gum.
No, it tastes like chalk.
Very odd. So Razzles, that's first. Then there was, and if you were in my age range or older, there was candy, cigarettes, and cigars.
They used to sell those at the candy store when I was a kid.
Right.
And actually, I think they still make them, but they don't sell them in states like ours.
But they had the cigarettes where there was 2 different types. One were completely candy, and there was another one that came with a wrapper around. It was gum inside.
Yeah, and if you blew on it,
the dust came out
with like
smoke. He knows.
Because at the very beginning of my childhood, they still had those at a candy store down the block.
And the cigars were all different colors, like red,
they were gum,
pink, purple, green. Yeah, they were gum. So I used to love screwing with those, man. I don't know if they were a good thing for kids to screw with, but they were cool. And then what was real hot in my time, True, and it's still around. Remember the bazooka bubble gum where you got the little. Sometimes they had ones that had tattoos in them. I'm not positive they were bazooka. There was another one, but I believe it might have been bazooka for a while. They had tattoos you wet it and put it on. And also they had comics inside. Bazooka bubble gum. Red Hots. These were a candy that were like these little, and you ate them and they were like cinnamon hot, and they were hot. Now here's one that I really liked that was odd, and you're gonna have to be old for this one. Although they're around somewhere, maybe, but it was a candy and gum called Violets. And
no, they had those. You know what? The only reason I've had most of these is because I'll just throw this in for a second and then you'll understand my list later. We had an old school candy store in this neighborhood until I was about 12. And they used to have, maybe all that shit was expired. Who knows? Because they had most of this stuff in there, including Violets. I remember trying those. Those were wild.
And I used to go to this place across the street from my house called Charlie's Market. Famous place. Some people will crack up when me bringing that up for us in the neighborhood. And they had all these candies. But Violets were these little candies, and when you ate them, they tasted kind of like violet. And the gum was odd. It tasted like violet, and almost like the gum was like, it tasted like violet. And I'd almost want to say it a little bit like licorice, It was really odd. Zots, another odd candy. I didn't want to get into that one.
The hell's Zots?
Well, they were a strange candy. Really,
that one I've never heard.
Yeah, Zots. Pop Rocks. This shit, you put...
Everyone's still doing that.
Put in your mouth, pop, 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 and you try to make sounds with it. It was weird. I hated Pop Rocks. And this one that I loved, and they're still around because, you know, places like Cracker Barrel, and you're right, if you get a little candy store that says, hey, I'm going to order these candies in, you could probably get them. Wax.
Or that thing called the internet.
Right. Wax soda bottles. They were little wax soda bottles that you twisted the top off, and every one had like it was almost like Kool-Aid was in it. Not exactly, but it was really. I love those things.
They had those at this old candy store too. I remember that.
Wax soda bottles. Fruit Stripe gum. Oh my God,
that's one of my favorite things ever.
Fruit Stripe.
I mean, the flavor only lasts about 15 seconds, but it's like 15 seconds of the best fruity flavor ever.
And then one we talked about earlier when this topic came up, buttons on paper. There was like a wax paper, like Rob was saying, you might as well stuff the whole thing in your mouth and get sick, because it was like they didn't even come off half the time. There's like these little...
It's like sheets of paper.
Right.
With colored dots stuck to them. I've had those too. And you can never get the fucking dots off.
Oh, man.
So instead, you basically ate the paper.
It was an annoying candy and idea.
Wait, I thought this was supposed to be favorite candies from when you were a kid.
Well...
if you didn't like it, what's on there?
No, I threw them all on here because I ate them all. Oh. And some I didn't like, some I really loved, which I've been saying. And then I made a crack upstairs about ring pops. I said, I fucking never fuck with ring pops. You know, girls would like get them and suck on them. It's like, I ain't sucking on no fucking ring pop. To me, that seemed a little bit gay. You know, even as children. It's like, I don't need to be sucking on anything. So I'll just leave that at that.
Pops don't fuck with ring pops.
I'm not fucking with ring pops. It was fucking weird. Yeah, I remember my sister and other people, they love ring pops.
And back then it was all right to not want to eat ring pops because it was a little gay.
All right, so
as we're now, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. And you know, hey. Now the other thing here was there's a couple other old candies. There was a thing called Red Hot Dollars, and they looked like a silver dollar, a little thicker. They were awesome. They had like a chewy consistency, almost like goldfish. Speaking of goldfish, them too. And lemon heads were killer, man. Did you ever have lemon heads? You had to have them, yeah. Just like sour and sweet lemon heads. But now I also want to throw on this list because I would love to go over to the store after school, and all these candies are really specially around. Like Milky Ways, and I love Three Musketeers, man. I'd go after school, and it was bad because I ate too much crap when I was young. Reese's, all that. And as for other kinds of snacks, I would go over there, and I loved everything from the Devil Dog, the Ho-Ho, the Ring Ding, that you name it. I loved all those things. Unfortunately, I did. And the Jelly Roll. And I mean, I'd go over to Charlie's Market. I brought it up before. I'm bringing it up again. He's gone, Charlie. I would get all this stuff. You name it, snack-wise. I especially after school. You know, I guess you come up from school, you're stressed the fuck out. Hey, I need to eat all this shit in the store, which I did. Yeah, you know, those are just memories of the candy and stuff. I don't know what you're going to talk about. You have some things I didn't
Some of my favorite candies. I had mentioned this candy store we had. Back where my elementary school was, and the middle school, on the way to school, there was an old school candy store. It's so old school and I'm only 32, but back when I was going to that store, there was a guy in there behind the counter chain smoking cigars in the candy store while kids were shopping for candy.
That's right.
And so that sounds like something out of a 50s movie. This was like in the 90s. Yep. It was great.
Yep.
And this place had 1 cent and 5 cent candies, which is something that like you hear most of the people my parents' age talking about. They still had that up until like.
I remember taking you in 90s. There, getting you a bag, and letting you get like.
Oh, it's great.
$3.
I used to stop there on the way to school, and I could literally get a bag full of paper bag full of candy for like $1.50. Yeah. So it was great. Fruities were one of my favorite things there. Oh. They were 1 cent. They had like 1,000 different flavors, and those were fantastic. They had Crybabies there for 5 cents. Crybabies were great. Well, he mentioned a shit ton of candy that they had there that I liked, like lemon heads. They had the violets there, which I never liked the gum, but I liked the regular hard candy. It was really weird, but it was cool. So those were all good. And otherwise, I just like a lot of chewy stuff. I used to go to the other store around the corner and get Starburst all the time. I like High Chew. I used to like that.
Yeah, High Chew.
Haven't had one of those in a while. But Skittles is probably one of my favorite things ever. Peppermint Patties.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Still likes them.
Peppermint Patties are probably one of my favorite things. And now I'm going to have to go get a Peppermint Patty. Speaking of favorite candies that I still eat as an adult that I definitely shouldn't, Charleston Chews are probably my favorite not fruity candy. on the planet.
Yes.
All of the flavors. I think there's only 3. Maybe I'm off. But, the chocolate, the vanilla, and the strawberry, they're great.
Fucking month, and we're talking about candy. What the fuck?
Yeah, now I want candy. This isn't really good.
Yeah, and snacks and shit. Oh,
I'm trying to think of what other candies they had at this place that I like. They had the candy cigarettes, which I thought were always great. They had both types, too, and the cigars. They had all of those there.
Yeah. And now, everything's got to be the way fucking someone tells you to live. Now we're living in Russia. You can't say anything, like what I said before.
Well, now, as probably, because a majority of the subscribers at this point are from my cigar channel, they all know what's going on over there, and what's going on even with regular cigars with adults. That's all going to hell soon.
What the hell? Fuck that.
But
anyway.
So candy's delicious, diabetes is terrible.
Very true. And today, I really don't eat a lot of sugar, very little. Not that I don't have one of these candy bars, for instance, like a Three Musketeers or something once in a while, or a Reese's, because I do. But not much, because it is what it is. But man, when we were kids, man, I ate too much shit. So that's our, this guy's writing over here in the middle of us.
Sorry, Rosemary texting me. I have a limited amount of time. I have to do a live stream for Patreon members at Should I Smoke This in 49 minutes.
That's our topic for today. Let's hope maybe you see us in 2 weeks or 3 weeks instead of a month.
Well, nobody, including somebody over here, reminds me about it, and I have 3 other channels. I don't remember about this, doing this. So one of you guys,
when was Father's Day?
Me or you, I don't know.
Week before last, I brought up chatting with Pops then. I actually wanted to talk about Father's Day. I wanted to do it on Father's Day. That's 2 weeks ago. I'm pretty positive 2 weeks.
You didn't say I want to do it. You mentioned something in passing. If you would have said let's do this episode, we could have did it.
All right, guys.
What you should do though is leave down in the comments what some of your favorite candies are, especially if you're even older. It'd be interesting to hear what kind of candies they had, because, like I said, because of that candy store, the old school spot in our neighborhood, most of the stuff that he mentioned, except for like one thing, I've actually had. So nothing out there is too outlandish. So let us know what your favorite candies were from when you were a kid.
And some of you folks who live in the South, that might be real interesting, because I'm thinking things were a little different here or there. So that would be interesting. Yeah, definitely let us know. And say howdy, and nice to see you guys again. We missed you. Get the hell on here more.
Leave lots of comments for him to answer. And keep subscribing. Share these episodes with people. Go through the channel, find your favorite episode or episodes, and share them.
Yeah, there's a lot of episodes, man.
There's like 80-something episodes now.
If you go back, you'll laugh your ass off if you're looking for a laugh. Because the first season, we were out of our mind over here. It was like wild and crazy guys. So yeah, definitely go back and look. I think those of you guys that are more new, if you go back and look through these, I think you'll really, really get a laugh. If you're looking for a laugh, do it.
Keep leaving topics in the comments, because it's always a struggle for us to figure out what we want to do. So leave topics in the comments. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. We're interesting people. We'll discuss it.
Yeah, sure. All right, guys.
Sayonara.
See ya.